People want to go to 1903.
Minister of Enjoyment.
That's you.
Monumental, go live forever.
Welcome to the ZED101 podcast, where we discuss all things Zambia, from culture and history.
Why are you looking at me? Look at them.
I want to look at you.
Look at them.
You're lookable. Huh? All right, so from culture and history to business and social trends, and never forgetting the ever-entertaining politics. It's very interesting to note that politics has got a very serious impact on our lives every day. So in today's episode rather, we are going to delve into the business of, well, it's not a business, but we're going to talk about the downside of national mourning to businesses in
Downside
Zambia.
of national.
The downside, because the upside is
There's
people
no
are like,
upside.
the upside is they're remembering the good things about the person who done died. Yeah. So I just thought today we talk about the downside of the impact of national mourning to businesses in the country. And Tanya and I, it's very interesting today because Tanya has got a foot in two countries. So there'll be a very nice comparison as to how they do it in the UK, or also how it's observed in the UK, because they've had very, very seriously prominent people who have affected the whole world, actually, passing in the UK. And that doesn't really happen like that in Zambia. But I thought we should talk about it. What do you think?
Let's talk about it.
How are you then?
Eh?
How are you?
I'm good.
You might say I didn't greet you. Why haven't you
I was
greeted me?
even going to say.
Yes. How are you
Even
today?
saying hello.
I want to say something. You look nice in white.
Oh, thanks, bye. Thanks.
It's white, yeah. Your head.
That's another story.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you very much. I'm good. Yeah. How are
Everything's
you?
good? No, I'm good. Yeah. I like the weather now. It's changing.
I'm enjoying the cooler weather.
Yes.
You may proceed.
I said you look really nice in white.
Thank you so much.
Why
You
do
look
you choose
quite
white?
dashing
Cash?
yourself.
Oh, my lady, thank you very much. You know, I feel James Bondish today.
Yes. You've got a bit of a James Bond thing
A
going on.
black one, yeah.
Yes,
Dreadlocked.
dreadlocked James Bond.
Yes, we need it to be all natural.
Hundreds.
The topic of discussion,
Yes.
national mourning.
Do you enjoy Do you enjoy days of mourning? You don't. Why not?
When I'm waiting for a payment. I do not enjoy that. I think it's overly stated. Yeah, it's exaggerated, and it's this issue of you have to declare it.
Declare what?
The day of national mourning because
Why do you have
somebody
to
died.
declare it?
I think it's somewhere written in the, you know.
It must be declared
the
and
old
decreed.
books. Yeah.
For
But what I want us to look into is the key impacts on business, because I think this is the one thing that politicians don't look at. First off,
thing.
No, when it comes to national mourning, because the
Okay.
one thing we need to understand is that this person served the nation, but they've done their part.
Move on.
At the time they were doing anything that was worthy of working for the country, we recognize that.
Of course.
We were happy we were paying them.
Yes.
And
That
we
was
need
your
to understand that in the life of this person, I don't think they wanted the lives of the ordinary persons to be disrupted because of their death. Okay. So the less the better.
Yeah.
I wanted us to discuss the key impacts of on business. And the one thing that we need to discuss, because you touched on it, I think the other week when we did some work, is forced cancellations and postponements. We talked about what happened with, I think, the Mossy Days of Thunder or something.
Oh yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
how they were
had
impacted.
to. Yeah, they had to change the time, starting time.
Yes.
And then only gospel music. I was like, me, gospel music.
Where there's
Are
alcohol.
you mad? At a Mossy Day of Thunder.
Mossy Day of Thunder.
I can't.
mean, all the preparations that were put into that.
Yeah.
There was, it just happens and you have to do it.
Yeah.
It was the time, I think, We lost Ms. Edith Nawakwi. Yes. And yeah, so the guys who traveled from Lusaka, from all parts of the country to go to Livingston were impacted.
I would be, anyway, yes.
Yeah. So one thing we've noticed that the government does not look into, does not consider, are the financial losses impacted through the loss of business by organizers, vendors, and service providers.
Yeah.
They just get
I
up
don't understand why everyone else must stop because a funeral is happening. If I'm not at the funeral, why does it matter what I'm doing?
The worst thing about these ones are when you call what we call disrupted planning. There was a national mourning event declared on a Saturday. So clearly people decided, no, Saturday national mourning and whatnot. Then later, they changed it to Sunday. Can you imagine the impact it had? You move it from the Saturday it was supposed to happen. You make pronouncements now because we're affected. You tell people, no, it's not happening on Saturday. We're going to move it to another day. That following day now became national mourning.
Why?
Yes. What has been discovered is that sudden changes in mourning schedules, such as shifting the period from Saturday to Sunday, can cause confusion and additional losses.
Well, of course.
Particularly when events are rescheduled or cancelled on weekends, which are peak times for entertainment and revenue generations.
Entertainment.
People want to go to 1903.
Minister of Enjoyment.
That's you. You even have an accent for that.
It's a song. You haven't heard it? I'll send it to you.
Oh my gosh.
It's a big TikTok song.
Yeah, so I wanted to find out from your end how you really feel about this thing, because you've experienced it now.
Yeah, yeah.
You and I already have a problem with it. So many holidays that we have in this country.
Yes.
Then you come, boom. How do you
And
see
then,
it?
I think it's an absolute waste of time. I think it's totally pointless. I don't see why everyone's day should be disrupted because somebody died. Okay, they may be prominent in some area, but like you said earlier, if that's your job, you know? I mean, okay, if the Pope dies, as was the case, possibly because you're a Christian nation, then yes, fine. But if just a minister dies, just a minister, it's just a job. You're not special people.
Be nice.
No, just a minister.
You should add honorable.
Honorable.
The honorable.
No, I don't think it's necessary at all. And the problem is, has anyone counted last year how many people died and how many days of mourning did we have?
Including the holidays.
No, just the days of mourning, but I'm totally with you. So in the end, maybe half the year you guys didn't do any work. see how I'm always Zambian sometimes.
I need us to get into it. Today, I'm going to read out everything. Impact on hospitality and tourism.
Yes.
There's national mourning. Hotels, restaurants, tourism operators lose business as public gatherings and entertainment are restricted, reducing patronage and bookings during mourning periods. This event cannot happen when the people are ripe and ready for it, because on that particular day, this kind of event which you're looking at happening cannot be permitted, is not permitted.
It's not even, they don't overlap. They don't need to be restrictions. It's just not necessary. Okay, I guess I'm showing my frustration. In the UK, the flag is hung at half-mast. Someone died at somewhere, blah, blah, blah. The flags go half-mast. Beyond that, we carry on with life.
But in the UK, who is national mourning really done for?
Nobody. Nobody. So, for example, recently we had VE Day, which is the veterans, celebrating the wars. Now, what happens is you have Remembrance Sunday as well, and VE Day, and a couple of other things. But what happens is there'll be a moment of silence. And what they do is everyone knows 10 o'clock on Sunday is a moment of silence.
Yes.
Or even if it's a work day, right?
Yeah.
People are just reminded, okay, moment of silence, okay. Then you're just supposed to sit for a minute
You can
and carry on.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about you, but, thanks for the moment of silence.
The second Earl of the first son of the Duke of died. Yeah, the one who established a little colony somewhere in 1408.
Nobody knows.
National mourning.
Yeah. But I think a moment of silence is just more efficient, for God's sakes. You know?
And I need you to hit hard today on this one. Listen to this. How peripheral businesses are affected.
How what?
Peripheral businesses. Suppliers to event organizers, such as caterers. Imagine, caterers, makeup artists, wardrobe providers, and venue owners also experience loss of income due to a halt in activities.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing a shoot on a set which looks of entertainment nature, I cannot provide certain things because on that particular day there will be no activity.
Exactly.
So when I ordered meat to be provided to these people to go and cook and whatnot, it won't work.
But I think historically Zambians have done too much mourning. And I think a lot of it is due to like the AIDS epidemic. You remember when every week someone was dying?
Okay.
Do you remember those days?
Yeah.
And it was like, another funeral. Today kuchililo, next week, next week kuli chililo ku shanshanyuko. And it's like you were constantly in mourning. And then also here, it's like, kuli chililo, tule mukulia. You know? So it's like...
In the hood, quite
Yes,
yes. Huh?
yeah.
Professional mourners.
Now I'm ready to eat. I earned that.
It's so weird how when the food comes, most people they turn away and I'll go and eat at home.
Who turns away?
Eating.
Who?
The fumako in.
Kali muli basungwe.
Imata mwasungu. Muladi.
I'ma eat.
Walida kuisa last time.
I've not been to a funeral. I don't think ever.
Okay, let me.
In Zambia.
Yeah, but it gets worse. In Zambia, the media and advertising losses are incurred, and this is because radio and TV stations are required to suspend entertainment programming and play solemn music,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
limiting their ability to attract advertising revenue, especially from entertainment-related clients.
Of course.
This is particularly damaging during weekends when listenership and advertising are at their peak.
At their highest.
Imwe BBC one kutiyaleka.
Solo music. So because again, you'll have lots of different channels. Okay, so actually that's something that they do. So if the Queen was to die, for example, right? Okay, yes, that would be a day of mourning. It was. And then they'll show the whole thing on TV the whole day.
Yeah.
But what happens? So you'll start 9 a.m. BBC. Okay, and Charles is making his way to the church and he's greeting the people in the street. So you're literally watching this the whole time. Then it gets to 12 and maybe that's when the service is about to start. It will move from BBC 1 to BBC 2. And then normal service
Resumes.
resumes on BBC 1.
Yes.
So it's not like every day, it's not like the whole day is impacted. It's at least a little bit. They know that they've had to change their programming. They have to realign and remove things and things like that. But at least it's not the whole day I just have to waste now watching this nonsense,
That is what's going on here. But even worse, look at how productivity is affected in this country. No one does anything when they know it's national mourning. The mourning culture...
No one does anything anyway in Zambia.
Our ministers work very hard. Very, very hard. Yes.
Best in class.
You should see how they mourn. They go and get their black suits and whatnot.
Best in class ministers.
All the bloody media people like, Minister of just coming to the Shan Fidia. But the mourning culture can extend into
It's
work.
like the VP. Her new job is just to go to funerals at the moment. Have you noticed?
Hi?
Haven't you seen? And the VP she's at the funeral of Shan you go. And I'm just like, you're the VP. Why are you going to so many funerals?
Zambia in general is a country of mourning.
You like mourning.
We love it.
That's what I'm saying. It comes from the AIDS epidemic.
I worked with people of Caucasian persuasion
White people.
who you could call them that. They would get shocked at how this person would come and say, I need time off because my uncle passed on. And you'd go to him and say, my dad passed on. Like, your dad, oh, I'm so sorry, so yeah, you can go, no problem, we'll give you something. So this guy buggers off, going to mourn his dad. So a month later, goes back and wants permission because his dad died. It's like,
His uncle.
so the guy calls me up and says, Chanda, I don't know. What do you mean? So this Kefas, the dad died, I give him permission. Again, his dad has died again. I'm like, what do you mean? So when you speak to him again, so you'll be like, no, my real dad has died now. The one who died was my uncle, my dad's young brother.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But he expects the same kind of response from the workplace.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a general culture of mourning that we have, and it has had an effect on productivity, because I need to go to curfew.
Yes.
I need to do this because of that.
Yeah.
How different is it than Kumweso?
Okay, so if there's a nice TikTok meme. It's not just TikTok. There's a meme, and it goes, the one thing I love about starting a new job is all my relatives are alive again, and they're about to start dying.
Start popping them one by one.
My grandma died, my granddad. So to be honest, people will even work a half day to go to a parent's funeral.
Yeah.
I'll work the morning because my parents' funeral is in the afternoon. My mom's funeral is in the afternoon. They work. They come back.
Yeah. But here it's a bit different. There's an entitlement.
And there's not my cousins, aunties, uncles, what. Wait, my friend, you have to work. Wait. Take your laptop to the funeral.
I have a comparison chart. I need you to hit it. So, it's got the aspect, the nature of the problem, or the area affected. Then it's got the country, Zambia. And then we're comparing the UK, the US.
We'll put a photo.
Yeah, the UK, the US, and Afrique du Sud. If it's entertainment, in Zambia, there's a ban. Is it mandatory? Yes.
Jesus Christ.
In the UK, South Africa, and US, there's no ban. Business operate as normal. Okay. I was in SA when Desmond Tutu died. There was no drama of no. Flags flew at half-mast. But business was going on. I even went to, I think Vuyo's. Vuyo's is next to Sakumzi, which is, I think, basically next to Tutu's house.
Okay.
People are drinking. Kwaito was on.
Yeah.
But they do recognize that a baobab has fallen, and we need to mourn and remember and talk about the good times and what the guy did for us and whatnot. They do not stop any economic activity.
But why does it have to be enforced? Why can't I do that myself?
These are things that we need to look at as a country to change, moderate, and start thinking over the last decade or two, how has this helped the economy?
Yes, absolutely.
Because if I imported something,
and it's only getting worse. Like I said, how many funerals, state funerals, do we have to observe?
Exactly. A minister in the UNIP government died.
Yeah.
Who they will tell me, who is that? I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Probably his dad doesn't also know.
Exactly.
But
yeah,
there has to be a national mourning. There's nothing really happening. Now, media restrictions. In Zambia, solo music, no entertainment. In the UK, the US, and South Africa, there are no such restrictions.
No.
It's a pivot. So the main channel, the one that is the government-owned, which has got multiple channels, like South Africa has got many, SABC has got many radio stations and multiple channels. So they will say the main one will feature that.
Exactly.
Yes.
So like I was saying about the BBC.
Yeah, they'll feature that. The rest of the stuff happens normally. The business carries on as usual. There's no flamboyance of sorts. There's always a recognition of, yeah, no, we're going to do this in memory of this person who died. Here, solemn music only at Mossy Day of Thunder. We'll start the event at 16 hours and we'll start playing solemn music, and then 18 hours,
Yeah.
we'll do a flip.
Yeah.
Compensation for loss?
Nada.
Nada. Like I said, I ordered things and they needed to be paid for because they were supposed to be consumed.
Yes.
So those things cannot be consumed today. They are
Yeah.
perishables.
Yeah.
Because there is a restriction that this can't happen.
Yeah.
No compensation. In other countries, it's not applicable as well. But the very fact that they are mindful that if we cancel this, restrict this, the bottom line is going to be affected. Mourning observance. In Zambia, nationwide, all sectors affected. In these other countries, mostly official and state functions. We were supposed to do an official opening of this and that. The minister cannot come because today we're observing this
Day of
thing.
mourning.
Yes.
I don't think Chabota has a thing that he says about, what is it? I've forgotten. It's like professional mourners. I don't know if that's what he called them. But it feels like it's becoming a skill.
Yeah.
You know, we must be professional mourners, and when we're on mourning days, now this is what we do.
Yeah,
you know,
the budget has got, there's a budget for these kinds of things.
What?
There's money assigned for these things.
dear Lord.
Money can go to, you can go and strictly go to the family and say, we're helping out because we're looking at what this person did for the country.
Yeah.
We're done. The rest of the mourning is done by you.
Yeah.
And then it's a news item. It's talked about, but we overextend all this.
Yeah.
Impact on commerce. In Zambia, the studies show that it's very high. In other countries, it's very minimal.
Of course.
Because a certain sector is recognized to be affected while the rest flows. Moderate use of this, but please do not shut down because we will not come and bail you out. The bank loan you got will not recognize national mourning.
Of course.
Yes. How do you think we should adapt without them being seriously affected as a Christian nation?
Listen, the world runs on an economy and money. And if you're doing more things that are taking you away from building an economy, you're not going to be a successful economy. America has just taken away 50 million from your bottom line in your health sector. How can you continue to keep mourning? Get to fucking work.
I spoke to somebody, and this is what they said. These are my words. You can go and check it out on Facebook, on the radio station. This person says, you know, some of these things, the government must be serious. They should restrict them to those same areas.
What do you mean?
His meaning was, if somebody dies, or this person dies, why don't you mourn in that area alone? The guys in Northwestern should not be affected. I don't know. His logic made sense.
Yeah.
It's a matter of how you realign
But
it.
that's what I'm saying. If it's important to you,
Yes.
right? If it's your grandmother, I don't need to care about your grandmother, right?
Well, you just
do
know
your
that, okay,
mourning.
Chanda can't do this because
Yes.
he's got a situation.
Exactly.
Yes.
But I don't have to also drop tools to come and wail at. Shibe, shibe. Ah, okay. Ah,
I think this is why some people have gone to the wrong funerals.
it's a thing.
They have gone and cried and eaten, and they were like, who died again? You want to tell me who done died?
Exactly.
Yeah, so this person was on record saying, look, some of these things really are not making sense anymore.
They're not adding any
We
value to
need
the
do-
country.
we need to do what's call for reform, policy reform.
Just give them a moment of silence.
How
That's
about-
enough respect.
Yes. And here's one thing they're saying. Many business leaders and commentators in Zambia have called for a rethink of the national mourning policy. Suggestions
Is it
include...
even a policy?
Yeah. Limiting mandatory mourning observances to government institutions and official ceremonies only. So if you are supposed to go and cut a ribbon somewhere and get pictures and be featured on Zanis and ZNBC, it's a government thing. It won't happen then.
But even that, just let it happen. Who the fuck cares?
Because what normally happens is we were supposed to do that, but there was national mourning, so it didn't happen. So whatever is
and then
is
it just
backed up.
makes you look incompetent.
Yes. Secondly, allowing businesses... and
Mediocre ministers again.
well, it's just going with the flow.
So I'm saying, just
We found it happening like this. Can we please change it? No, it's not up to me. Dude, start it.
exactly.
Start something, go and throw it in a cabinet meeting and see how it will be.
Yeah.
Or some of these things are so important, we can ask the whole country.
But that's what I'm saying. If it's inefficient for the economy, don't do it.
It's affecting the economy.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the other thing. Allowing businesses and entertainment venues to operate normally with voluntary observance, which they do in South Africa, e.g. moments of silence, which you spoke about, and flags at half-mast. This place does not have a flag.
Here.
No, the next entertainment place. Why would I be affected?
Yeah, exactly.
The
only places that have flags are like embassies and government
Yes.
buildings and
Those can shut down, but even then, if that's the day you're supposed to get your visa and they are closed, what happens?
yet again inefficiency.
You miss your flight.
Exactly.
Yes, so-
exactly. And so many people's visas are to the wire. I'm flying today, but sir, please pay me visa.
No,
Huh?
it's-
And people have missed their flights
I
because
agree.
of that.
The other point is providing clear advance notice of mourning periods to minimize disruption
Impact,
to scheduled
yeah.
events and business planning. This point is a bit dodgy
Still,
because you can't plan properly. The events of business are planned in advance.
Yes, of
So
course.
if I
but
pass
it's-
away now,
Yes, but it's more like next week on Thursday is when we're going to hold it.
Yes.
Or in 2 weeks. You know, like in the UK, it takes ages for them to bury people.
Yes.
Here, I was shocked how quickly people are buried. 3 days, boom, you're in the ground. And I'm like, what? 8 weeks in the UK.
yeah. But now, Kaviri is even quicker.
Why are you so fast to bury people?
What are we going to talk
Next
to
you
him
know
again?
to go to.
Are we going to talk to him again?
Why do you even care then?
Uncle, sign here. He done died.
No, I agree, but it, you know, like it's. I think in the UK, it's like investigations that need to be carried out, and
Yeah.
not so much
Look,
happens
we,
here.
we spoke about how systems work there.
Yeah.
Here, the only time it takes long usually is when a postmortem has to be done. Postmortem has to
Yeah.
be done. So whoever dies at home, it's a police issue. You have to go and they have to do it. It's mandatory unless you've got a certain kind of pool where you hold back and say, no, we don't want all that stuff. You guys, let's go ahead and do it.
Right.
And then also, things have changed. Life is more expensive now. So having longer funerals, we mourn here physically.
Yes.
You pitch a tent. Kuba Songo, you don't pitch a bloody tent.
What?
Okay.
You go to a hotel.
Yes.
You go to a local pub.
Uh-huh.
You know, you book
Tell
the
everybody,
side.
yes.
We're going to have 50 people. Just nibbles.
Not anybody as well.
A glass of wine.
Yeah.
One glass of wine and a small plate of nibbles. Finished. Don't
Done.
you worry. Nenkoko. Mresta na complain gatapali nkoko.
Village chicken.
Eh.
While national mourning is a vital part of Zambia's culture and political life, the current policy of blanket bans on entertainment and public events causes significant financial losses, disrupts business operations and reduces productivity, especially when imposed at short notice or over weekends. Problem is, the government does not care.
No.
They don't care. It will happen.
Again, this is where we don't look at things like businesses. As in, we don't. You're not evaluating the country like you're evaluating a business.
Yeah.
Where am I being inefficient in my business? Where can I improve processes, practices within my business? Holding days of mourning, day after day after day after day, is inefficient. It's not necessary. Hold 1 day of mourning. Who are we mourning for today? List 30 people in 1 day. Okay, at least it was a day worthwhile spent. 30 people were mourned. One person, a whole day. Why?
From 06 to 18 hours.
Why?
A lot of commerce has happened or not happened because of that. You
No,
can't go
they
and
need
get-
to change. It's totally unnecessary. It's impacting the country. It's not necessary.
A few people have written about it. I reached out to see if they can be guests. They were afraid for their jobs.
Because why?
Because these are people who perceive themselves to be known. And if they are seen to be contributing to this kind of debate, this kind of conversation, they'll be labeled. They'll be like, but...
Are we labeled?
Do we care?
We don't.
We don't care. We're not saying anything that's bad. It's a
No.
fact. It's something we're trying to help society look at.
Yes.
If you're going to condemn us and say it's a Christian nation, you guys, your relative would die, you will see. No, that's not the issue. The issue is from a global perspective. Can we seem to be adapting to what's helping the rest of the country? What's good for the country? If my documents cannot be processed because the people to sign have gone to bury somebody, and the guy next, because usually the deputy will not sign, will be like, this one is for the PS. This one has to be authorized by this kind of person.
Yes.
It's affecting my bottom line.
100%.
I've got somebody who's put...
And it adds weeks, not
Yeah.
just hours. It adds
No,
weeks
very
on
much
top
so.
of when you can next do the thing.
Yeah.
You know?
We are suggesting that adopting a more balanced approach, similar to that used in other countries, could honor national figures respectfully while protecting businesses and the broader economy.
I just don't understand this whole like respecting thing. I don't get it.
Christian nation.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why Zambians, when you're walking past, you're like,
I know, it's very cute. When I came back, I was like, oh, that's such a sweet... And I was like, oh, that's very cute.
we overextend everything. When it comes to alcohol, we
Yeah.
overdo it. When it comes to entertainment, we overdo it. Even these national holidays and whatnot, we overdo it. Somebody wakes up and, like we did the other time, I won't say it again, but somebody really made a nasty comment, and I said, this needs to be deleted. It was nasty. About us saying, the guys in the previous regime would wake up and just declare holidays like that. It's something you need to understand. It should not be good for that particular party. It should not be good because you're the head of state declaring this thing. Okay, if there's a policy, can we look at revising it?
Yes, yes.
We're not saying do a total cancellation. But
I
come
am.
on, what's really helping?
It's not adding any value to
It
the
is not
country
adding
and the
any value.
economy.
It's not. That's my 2 cents on national. I don't
Yeah.
have anything else to add.
I think we don't need to add any more.
Can we sign out?
We certainly can.
That's why we wore white,
Yes,
to show the angelic side of.
this is our morning.
Yes, yes. Black
This is our final farewell to national mourning.
to this topic.
We never want to hear about
We
it
do
again.
trust that somebody watches, listens, and suggests to the powers that be that, look, let's look at this policy. Among the so many that we need to revise. Peace.
Out.